Hello, world. Welcome to the 251st Climate Change Emergency Protest here in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. It is September 14th, 2023. I'm trying to stay out of the wind and give you a shot of the Appalachian Mountains, the Blue Mountains around here. They used to be taller than the Himalayas at one point. I'm out here on the Gettysburg battlefield. So those mountains back there were taller than the Himalayas at one point. Now they're under 1,000 feet mostly. Some are at 2,000 feet. Today is Defenders Day in Baltimore. On this date, September 14th, let's see, 1814, the British pulled away from Baltimore after Fort McHenry defended it, as did Baltimore, and kept the British from attacking there. They went on to burn down the White House, I think, at that point. But that was for the War of 1812. Francis Scott Key wrote the words to the Star Spangled Banner, and then later on they put it to a song, a drinking song, and that's why it's so hard to sing. You have to be drunk to sing it. It's "Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?" You know, it goes on from there, and I'll wreck it. So, anyways, right now around the world, disasters are accelerating at an accelerating rate. It's a nonlinear curve, so if you expect linear to be like this, well, it's going up like this at a crazy rate. But not only the disasters, but also deaths. Deaths are increasing at a nonlinear curve as well as property loss. So we're racking it up. You know, it's just like a pool table. Rack up the balls and play another game, and we just keep going and going and going. No one's doing anything. In fact, they're doing the opposite of good things. The governments of the world are, and our world leaders and our local leaders down in Washington, D.C. are doing horrible things as far as sending us down this path to extinction, which to me is murder. If you're not going to do anything, you're doing things that will kill people. It's called murder. First degree, second degree, third degree, but to me it's first degree because they know what's happening. They're denying it. Doesn't change the fact, whether you deny it or not. The fact is a fact. Science is science, and statistics are statistics. People are dying all over the place right now, and I'll talk about that in a second. So things are increasing at an increasing rate. And for example, carbon dioxide now is increasing to 2.5 points per year, 3 points per year. Right now it's at 418 to 424 parts per million. The only safe zone is 280 parts per million. We're so far over the safe zone, it's not even funny. And the reason why it's 280, you don't get feedback loops at that point. Things stay kind of stationary. Certain groups are pumping out 350 is a safe zone parts per million. It is not for carbon dioxide. You're going to have increasing at a slower rate of extinction, but it's still going to come your way due to feedback loops. Hong Kong and Greece had floods recently. Libya right now has had floods this week. 11,000 are dead so far. 10,000 are missing. So you might as well just chalk it up to 20-some thousand are dead, most likely. The United States, okay. They've had 23 disasters that have been over $1 billion in cost, let alone the loss of life. I'm not going to even talk that. So far this year, they've had 23 disasters that have been over $1 billion in cost. That's not even counting the most recent hurricane Idalia that just happened. This year, total losses have been over $57 billion. So we've had 23 disasters over $1 billion each. And they keep going and going and going. Life is good. Every 9 days, a disaster in the USA. Every 9 days, we're averaging every 9 days, there's $1 billion disaster in the United States, let alone the people that are dying also. So the leaders of the world and the United States are still authorizing drilling worldwide, auctions for more drilling spaces like in the North Sea or the Gulf of Mexico. The present administration, Biden, has authorized drilling there. Yeah, you're going to say, oh, he's trying to stop it now. But you watch, there's some sort of semantics game with the law and everything else. And they're playing games with our lives by dodging and saying they're doing something. In reality, they're not. It's the old pat yourself on, say, hey, you're wonderful, and then stab yourself in the back at the same time. The stuff's coming around, and they're not being honest about things. Congress isn't being honest. None of the presidents have been honest for a long, long time. So it just keeps getting worse and worse. And world leaders are just sending us down a hellhole. Recently, I heard the Goddard Space Institute director. This is the place that sends rockets. Goddard Space Institute. The director said if you stop increasing carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, temperatures start going down immediately. What sort of cockamamie logic is that? That would be like for his thing with rockets. If I stop sending out propellants out the back of a rocket when it's already shooting at 3,000 miles an hour downrange, that if I stop the propellant shooting out the back, the rocket will stop and drop. It doesn't. It's called inertia. It just keeps going and going and going until it's acted upon by an external force, which would be gravity or wind forces, things like that. So temperatures have had a 10 to 30 year time lag between, the carbon dioxide rising up and the temperatures catching up to it. But the carbon dioxide is going up so fast, I hypothesize that the temperatures are probably in a 40-year time lag that's trying to catch up to us, but the temperatures can't accelerate fast enough. Yeah, we had a terrible year this year, but they're not keeping pace with the level of carbon dioxide that is in the atmosphere and keeps being added to the atmosphere. So I'm betting, it's a 40-year time lag, and we got a severe hellhole coming our way in the next few years, if not this summer, next summer coming up. 2024 is showing up to be quite the disastrous time for worldwide events, I surmise. So we got the wrong people in charge worldwide. United States, we're the wrong people in charge. And I don't mean either party, one or the other. Right now, the people in those parties are the wrong choices. They're going along to get along. There's only a couple in Congress that I can name right now that are actually climate change oriented, but they're still going along with it too. They should just stop everything right now at this point. If the country's going to die, if the world's going to die, you stop doing everything at that moment. Don't propose any more legislation. Say you will not cooperate and you're going to hog the floor and not let any other legislation through until we start tackling this issue. This issue, climate change, is bigger than all the wars combined in human history, all the wars combined. Okay, that's where we are right now, and they're messing around. They're acting like nothing's going on. So, with this is called the death and the murder of billions of people. 8 billion people are on the planet. This is what's going on. The policies will kill us all, and that is straight up murder. And that's why it's called the sixth mass extinction. No one is coming to save you. You need to make better choices. I need to make better choices. We need to voice our opinions about what's going on the internet as much as we can until you get shut down. Talk to your friends and family if they will listen. Most don't. And get on with your life and make better choices. Don't think these two parties in the United States are the ways to go right now until they change their ways. If you're in either of the parties, you need to change your ways. It's not a hoax, and it's not de facto denialism by their actions going, yeah, it's terrible, but then they continue on their path and doing bad things. You can turn this off, but it doesn't change the facts. You can call me whatever and turn it off and listen for 3 seconds. It doesn't change the fact where we're headed. So I'll catch you next week. That's number 252. Climate Change Talk number 252. That'll be on September 22nd, 2023.